happy March. Welcome back to my patio garden on the coast. Here is an update on my borage volunteer seedlings from last year. They're starting to bud. I've got some sad looking snapdragons here. I'm hoping that'll change when the sun comes out. Radishes. These have been planted for over 2 months, so they were certainly not ready to harvest within 25 days. Here I've got a lonesome little lettuce and a really tall calendula. I need to give that a little trim there. I have a couple of dwarf snap peas here, and I have a bunch of little gem lettuces here along with some carrots. Take a look at those blooms. This is the Mysore raspberry, and there are so many little blooms coming up. I am terrified of this bush, but I can't imagine not having this in my garden. It's thriving in full shade, and it has only recently started receiving morning sunlight now that we have longer days. I can't wait to see how much this grows. I've already had to cut it back many times this year. Here we've got our boysenberry, and this one is growing really well too in full shade. Not quite as well as the Mysore raspberry, but I love boysenberries. They do so well in all conditions. And yes, they have thorns. This is a dwarf pomegranate. Here we've got some red California poppies, just to attract some bees and butterflies. And this is a nasturtium and a dahlia seedling right next to that. And another dahlia. Here we've got a mess. It's a combination of mints. This is a tayberry, one of the best berries I've ever tasted. This is a youngster. And here's my grow tower. Mostly strawberries, but on the top here I've got mints and calendula and a little snapdragon waving around here. But most of the levels below are all strawberries. It's still really cold here. We're getting a lot of rain and not a lot of sun, so they're not doing too much yet, but I expect that in a matter of weeks a lot will change. That's a little lettuce right here. Here we've got our jasmine vine growing up this trellis made of chicken wire, and honeysuckle joining from the other side. This is a mulberry cutting that started to root and leaf out. And here we've got a miniature rose from Trader Joe's. It's filled out a lot and grown a lot of leaves since the last time you saw. And my beautiful mulberry tree, dwarf ever-bearing mulberry. And here we've got daffodils. This is one of my pluot trees, Flavor King. And it smells so nice. All of these blooms are just so beautiful. It's my favorite part of the garden at this time. And right next to that is the Flavor Supreme Pluot. This is a semi-dwarf, so it is taller. The other one was an ultra dwarf. And it's got some blooms as well. Not quite so many, but we'll get there. This is the other Flavor King ultra dwarf pluot tree. You need 2 varieties to cross-pollinate, and these are just branches that my neighbor cut and I tried to propagate. And we've got more daffodils. Here we've got carrots. It's the veggie bed. Kale, lettuce, peas. And if you're wondering, the soil looks moldy. That's Sluggo Plus. It's supposed to break down and go back into the soil, so that's why it looks the way it does. Rosemary, sunflower seedlings. I think I planted these out a little too early because they're not doing much at this time. This is another sunflower seedling. And if I didn't have enough cuttings of mulberry trees, this is another one. I'm really hoping one of these will give me berries at some point this season. And that's a brand new bud from this mini rose bush that showed up like a week ago. And here is my mandarin tree. This is a dwarf variety as well, so they do fine in large pots. You do have to root trim them and prune it every year, of course. Here we've got our Italian honey fig. They're starting to leaf out. This is a dwarf pomegranate tree. And here is my raspberry shortcakes. And it is starting to wake up. And this is baby cakes blackberry. And you can see some buds there. I've got 3 healthy canes growing. This is a red currant. It's not doing too much yet. And this is my taller and older, more mature tayberry. It's got 1 big vine and then a couple of little ones growing. But I'm hoping that this big one will give me fruit this year. And here we've got a white currant. It's already got a little berry growing, and there are a few flower bunches that are growing as well. This is the only currant bush that is actually flowering at this time. Here I've got the fall gold raspberry, so they're actually gold in color. I had a few berries last year that I was able to harvest, and they were delicious, so I'm really excited to see how many buds there are already. But it's all coming out of 1 cane. The other 2 second-year canes that are growing next to it don't have any buds, but I'm hoping that'll change soon. Here we've got some carrots in a container, or grow bag rather, and this is my triple crown blackberry. It's thornless, and it seems to go on forever and ever. These are my pink currant cuttings. Not expecting any fruits this year just because they don't look like they're doing too great. I mean, they're growing, but they're not doing too much. This is my black currant. This is my yastaberry. And this is another red currant. Here we've got another miniature rose. As you can tell, I love miniature roses. And this is my blueberry bush. The variety is pink lemonade. There are lots of blooms already. Next to that, we've got a variety called Jubilee. And here we've got another raspberry plant. This variety is called Double Gold. But the berries are not gold. They're like a salmon color. There's one little bud right there. How cute. And here I've got a very fragrant climbing rose. It's not fragrant right now because there are no roses, but it'll get there. And someone tell me what's going on with my apricot tree. It did not flower last year when I bought it, and it didn't flower this year either. It's just leaves. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.